Before we begin, please subscribe to our new channel Movie Break from here, so you can watch the latest romantic and drama films. Thank you. The film begins in England in 1935 with a girl named Briony, who is writing a new play of her own. She is very happy because she has finished it, and she goes to show it to her mother. She keeps looking for her and asking the servants, who tell her where her mother is sitting, but they also tell her not to disturb them today because they are preparing dinner for 10 people. She immediately leaves and meets Robbie, the housekeeper's son who lives with them in the house. She asks him about her mother's location, and when he tells her she is in the room, she quickly goes to her and gives her the play to read. Her mother tells her it is wonderful and that she likes it very much. After that, Briony goes down to her older sister Cecilia and tells her about her play. She asks her why she no longer talks to Robbie like before. Cecilia tells her that she still talks to him, but they do not meet as often as they used to. Shortly after, we see Briony entering the house again and talking to 3 of their relatives who have come to stay with them for a while due to problems they are facing. These 3 are Lola and her twin brothers. Briony keeps talking to them about the play and tells them she will make them act in it. They are happy as she gives them the leading roles. A little later, after finishing her conversation with them, Briony goes to her bedroom window. From there, she sees Robbie and her sister Cecilia standing and talking by the fountain. She sees Cecilia take off her clothes and go into the water to retrieve something, then come out upset and talk to Robbie. Briony becomes curious and wants to know what happened to make her sister do that. Then the events go back to the time when Cecilia was walking in the garden carrying a vase. She meets Robbie and talks to him. They joke and remember the days when they used to play together as children. He asks her why she is carrying the vase, and she tells him that her brother Leon is returning home today and she wants to gather flowers he likes. They continue walking until they reach the fountain, where he jokes with her and causes the vase to fall into the fountain, forcing Cecilia to go into the water. Then we return to the present and see Leon arriving. Robbie goes to greet him, and Leon has a friend with him. He introduces them to each other. Soon after, they enter the house, and Leon talks about his friend who came with him, Paul Marshall. He introduces him to the family, and everyone welcomes him and hosts him. Shortly after, he goes to meet the twins and Lola and gives Lola chocolate that used to be given to soldiers in the army. At that time, Robbie is at his home preparing to attend the evening dinner party with the family. He keeps typing apology letters to Cecilia on his typewriter, and with each letter his tone is different. In one, he flirts with her and laughs afterward. In another, he scolds her. Finally, he writes a proper apology letter and decides this is the one he will send. Then he gets dressed and prepares to go to the party. When he arrives, he meets Briony and asks her to take the letter and give it to Cecilia. Briony takes the letter and runs, but at that moment Robbie suddenly realizes he gave her the wrong letter, the one in which he was flirting, instead of the proper apology letter. He calls out to Briony to come back, but she has already entered the house. She reads what is written in the letter and learns its contents, then goes inside to give it to Cecilia. Cecilia is upset when she sees the letter without an envelope. She quickly takes it and reads it to see what it says. At that time, Briony is disturbed by what she read and does not know what to do. When she goes to Lola's room, she finds her upset as well. When Briony asks her why, Lola tells her that her brothers are missing and she does not know where they are. Briony tells her they are probably playing somewhere and will return soon, and asks her to get ready for the dinner party Leon is hosting for Paul. Then she leaves and enters the library, where she is shocked to see Cecilia with Robbie. She is stunned and begins to cry. Then the events rewind a little, and we see Robbie arriving at the party, where Cecilia is the one who greets him. She asks him about the letter he sent and tells him it could cause them serious trouble. Robbie tells her he was trying to express his love for her and promises he will not do it again. But Cecilia tells him she is not upset and admits that she has loved him for a long time and has feelings for him. They agree to go somewhere quiet to be alone together. This leads to the moment when Briony saw them together and was shocked. They then leave quickly and return to the party. Throughout the party, Briony keeps looking at Cecilia and Robbie with discomfort. Soon, they see Lola crying because she is searching for her brothers. Briony goes with her to her room and finds a note left by the twins saying they decided to return home because they were tired of staying in this house and tired of Lola controlling them. Immediately, everyone splits up to search for them. They spread out and go into the woods, calling out for the twins. While walking in the woods, Briony is shocked by another scene. She sees someone assaulting Lola. Lola is terrified and does not know what to do. When the person sees Briony, he runs away quickly before she can see him clearly. When Briony asks Lola who it was, Lola says she does not know because it was dark and he threatened her with a weapon, so she was too afraid to speak. At that point, Briony says that Robbie was the one who did it. She tells everyone, the police officers, and the investigators that Robbie is the attacker. When they ask if she is sure, she confirms that she is certain because she saw him, and that the light from the lamp she was holding was shining on his face. Soon after, they see Robbie returning after finding the twins and bringing them back safely. However, the police arrest him and take him away. His mother is shocked and tries to attack the car and fight with the officers to make them release her son, but her attempt fails. Cecilia is also shocked and heartbroken over Robbie. For years later, we go to northern France during World War II. Robbie has been released from prison and joined the army. He is now in France with his unit for the war. He sits with his fellow soldiers, talking about how difficult the past period has been and how much they miss their homeland. Robbie begins remembering what happened 6 months earlier when he was released from prison and decided to join the army. On the day he was leaving, he was surprised when Cecilia came to visit him. At first, he was upset with her and did not want to speak to her. He tells her that he lost years of his life in prison for something he did not do. Cecilia tells him she is not responsible for what happened and that she still loves him, asking him not to blame her for something she did not do. Robbie eventually calms down and tells her that he still loves her too. They continue talking until it is time for him to leave, and she gives him a keepsake so he will remember her throughout his journey. In the present, we see Robbie walking with his friends. He finds many dead women, their bodies lying everywhere on the ground. At that moment, he remembers an incident from the past between him and Briony, when she wanted to go into the water. He warned her because it was dangerous, but she told him she was sure that if she jumped in, he would come to save her. She then threw herself into the water, forcing Robbie to jump in quickly and rescue her. When he came out, he argued with her about what she had done because it was very dangerous, but she told him she was certain he admired her and would save her if she was ever in danger. She described him as a hero. However, Robbie did not care about what she said and asked her to stop saying that, then left and walked away. Soon after, we see all the soldiers standing on the beach celebrating the end of the war and that they will finally return to their homeland. But Robbie leaves them and goes to walk around a little before their departure. He sees a film being shown to the soldiers for entertainment in the camp. There is a romantic scene in the film, which makes him remember Cecilia and feel deeply sad. After that, he feels exhausted and goes inside to sleep, continuing to remember everything that happened to him and the day he was arrested. On the other hand, we see Briony after she has grown up and become a nurse in a war hospital. She appears unhappy with the life she is living. At night, she waits until everyone falls asleep, then goes to sit alone in front of the typewriter and continues writing plays and novels just as she did when she was young. When one of her colleagues comes and asks her what she is doing, she tells her that this is her talent and the thing she loves most, and that she hopes the war will end so life can return to normal and she can write her own novel. The next day, she stands in the pharmacy with another nurse, who asks her if she has ever been in love. Briony tells her that she fell in love when she was 11 years old and that she did things she regrets. While they are talking, a report arrives that a large group of injured soldiers has arrived at the hospital. Everyone rushes to help and treat them. One of the patients asks for Briony by name because he knows her from the neighborhood where she used to live. She goes to check on him and talks to him, and she is deeply affected when he dies from his severe injuries. After that, she goes to follow the news and sees a report about Queen Elizabeth visiting a chocolate factory in North London owned by the successful businessman Paul Marshall and his fiancée Lola, whose wedding date is approaching. She learns the date of the wedding and goes to the church to attend it. There, when she sees Paul and Lola getting married, she remembers the moment when she saw someone assaulting Lola and realizes that the person was Paul. But at that time, Briony had accused Robbie because she admired him, and he loved her sister, and she had seen them together. Now she feels deep regret for what she did and wants to find any way to fix it. She decides to visit Cecilia at her home and apologizes to her, telling her she tried to visit many times but was refused. At that moment, Robbie arrives, and we learn that he and Cecilia are now married and living a stable life. Robbie becomes angry when he sees Briony and tells her to leave, but she tells him she came to fix what happened and that she wants to confess before the judge that she falsely accused him, and that Paul was the one who assaulted Lola. He asks her what is stopping her from doing that. She tells him that Paul and Lola are now married, which removes any accusation against him, especially since Lola never filed a report herself, and she would never imprison her husband for something that happened in the past. This makes Robbie even angrier, and he reminds her of the years he spent in prison and the suffering he endured, which pushed him to join the war to forget what happened to him. He then tells her to leave and never return. Briony leaves and gets into the car, feeling deeply sad. But at that moment, we see a scene from the present, where Briony has become an elderly woman sitting on a television program telling the entire story, explaining that this is the story of her new novel. We learn that everything we saw was part of Briony's new novel, which she describes as her final novel. She explains to the interviewer that she is suffering from health problems, and doctors have told her that over time she will lose her memory and her ability to move, and that she will die. She says that the irony is that this final novel was supposed to be the beginning of her literary career and the beginning of everything in her life. She admits that she was a coward, and that the apology scene she described was fictional and never happened in reality. The truth is that she never saw her sister or Robbie again. She explains that Robbie died in 1940 on the last day of the soldiers' evacuation, and that Cecilia died 4 months later in a bomb explosion that destroyed gas pipes at the train station, where she was among the people sleeping there because their homes had been destroyed during the war. She says that Robbie and Cecilia never lived the life they dreamed of because of her. That is why, in her novel, she chose to imagine that they lived together, loved each other, and got married, in an attempt to fix a small part of the mistake she made that destroyed their lives. She admits that she still feels guilty and will continue to feel that way until the last day of her life. The film ends at this point. If you liked the video, please don't forget to subscribe to our new channel.